Up Relentless League. Running a little short on time today, so let's jump right into it. The league looks a lot different than it did last week. I'm back on top, thanks to a matchup versus Sean. Dan dropped down, Motor City's rised up, Detroit rised up. Let's see who else rose up. I took Sean down, and in incredible fashion, most points in the whole league. Everyone else did their thing. And I'm walking into this week number 1 overall. Me and my boys looking good, looking handsome, sexy. Let's start. We started with me. Let's go down to Robert and Motor City's. Motor City actually in second place now. Big rise. Let's see what his win streak's at. He's on a 3-game win streak, same as Dan had last week. Motor City's making his run just like he did last year, and almost has the most points in the league. We're neck and neck. We're neck and neck. So Motor City's doing his shit, and let me show you guys something. How he's putting in this work. What you guys can learn from Motor Cities and how you have to compete in order to try to top Relentless Scoring. Here's a quick screenshot of October 11th's waiver wires in red. There's everyone throwing in their waivers. And here's at 3:41, 2 minutes after the waiver runs, there's Edgar putting in work, using 4 of his 5 weekly pickups for free. Setting that alarm clock, waking up. Here it is again. Waivers, October 4th, 3:41 they ran. And there's Motor City. Putting in the work, guys. That's a man on a mission, a man trying to win this league. Respect. Average Joe's versus Detroiter. Average Joe's versus Detroiter. It was Joey's wedding. I gave him a 5% increase on the rankings. It didn't help him, though. Detroiter did his job. Showed why he was last year's champion. Had his stars do good, even though Dallas didn't do good versus San Francisco. As expected, Dallas is not as good as San Francisco. But, yeah, Joey lost. After talking to him at his wedding, let's see what Joey thought about this matchup.
Shout out, though. Joey, it's your wedding night. Are you going to beat this bald motherfucker? You going to beat this bald guy?
Look, we're off to a slow start, but I think we're going to bring it together in the second half, and we're going to pull through with a victory.
This handsome man ain't lying.
As you can see, boys, even if it's your wedding night, you still got to put in the work, just like Joe, just like Edgar. It didn't pan out this week for Joey, but I still have high hopes for him. Detroiter, just a straight savage, beating the man the week of his wedding. That's what makes champions. Dan's versus Poggers. Poggers was the laughing stock of the league, and Dan was first. He was first place, and he's dropped down to third. Couldn't handle Poggers, not in this matchup. And Poggers, and I think in the morning, Dan was laughing at Poggers on Friday because Washington put up -1. And Monday morning, Poggers walked in, and I caught some video recording of what he was singing. Poggers was definitely singing his own praise that morning, and feeling good about Burrow actually putting up some points, Jamar Chase putting up some points, Hall putting up points, Laporta putting up points. Looks like Poggers getting back on the right track. Next matchup, it's a big one. It was Lick My Bass versus Replacements. Replacements, you should have had this in the bag. After all those weeks, of putting up over 130, 140 and taking losses. You needed this win versus a team that was underperforming all year. And I think he really demoralized you Thursday night when DJ Moore went off for 40 plus. Don't remember exactly what it was. 49. That was disgusting to start the week off that way. And your team just curled up to die. And this week you're versing me. So I see you in 10th place and I see you staying in 10th place. How do you feel?
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one.
And another one. And another one. And another one. And that's just how I see your year going. This week, another one. Robert versus Detroyer. I see Robert having a bounce back. Detroyer's been catching some wins, but not scoring very many points. Average Joe's versus Sean. I want a Joe comeback. He's got Cooper Kupp back, and he's looking real solid. I just, can't win them all unless your name's Relentless. Motor City versus Dan. That's going to be actually pivotal. It'll be a battle for second place. And it's a 50-50 right now. It's two really good teams. Let's give it to Motor City because Motor City is putting in the overtime. He's putting in the overtime. He's waking up at 3:30 in the morning just to make sure that he's not missing anything, and he's putting in the work. Dan's just getting lucky. Poggers versus Bass. This is going to be a fun one. Pogger's already memeing on Bass, putting Bass's fat face in there. I'm surprised he could even fit in that little circle. And let's go Poggers. He's hot right now. And Bass should not be in 6th. He should not. Two teams that should be a little out of the playoffs right now. Let's get to our power rankings. Official week 6 power rankings. Starting at 10th. New guy. Zach's no longer there. You were at 40. I'm keeping you at 40. I feel bad putting you any lower because I feel like you've been through enough this season. You scored 55 points. You know what you did. But at the same time, this guy also is winning $50 right now, guys. He has scored the most points in the whole league all year in a single game. I think it was like 168. But he's also scored the least points, beating Zach out. So he's just a roller coaster right now. Zach, you're at 41%. You were at 33.38. 141 minus 50 times 2 is actually 41. That was easy to do your algorithm. But then Bass actually edges you out by 0.01. Not because I didn't feel like switching your guys' names around, but Bass is in 6th place. Lerdo in Spanish actually means Nimrod, just so you know. Robert, he lost. He was at 50%, but he did go up 5%. He is having a little boy, everyone. Robert's going to be a daddy. That is another gift I am willing to give out as the fantasy god to you guys, the ranking man himself. When you're having a little boy, you have something to play for, and Robert knows that he doesn't want his little boy to come into the world saying, Daddy didn't make the playoffs. Robert is ready to make the playoffs. Sean, 63%. Last week to 59. You were in 3rd. You were versing me. You lost. You're still 4th. I only dropped you 4% because most teams are going to lose to me. It's not that surprising. Joey, 69% last week. That was a wedding gift that I gave to you. You're down to 63%. It looks like Cooper Kupp's back. Jason was a savage for doing what he did to you, but I'm not dropping you down too low. Dan, you were at 71. You were looking like you were just going to keep putting up points. But you went to 64. Losing to Poggers looks bad. These are real tight rankings over here, guys. We're going to the next guy. I think that's 3rd. 64% last week. Went to 65. He beat Joey. He's a freaking savage. Who would beat somebody on their special night? Jason would. That was savage. That's what champions do. Keep it up, Jason. Edgar, You took second place. You were at 55. You went to 66. You're above all the rest of the guys to meet me in the championship. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you there. Second place. You're putting in the overtime on the waiver wires. The only thing I haven't seen from you this year yet is like maybe a crazy trade with Robert, but Robert's being a little stingy right now, so I don't know if you can bamboozle him. But you are putting in the work. Respect. Second place. Right on. 3-win streak. I'm at 80. Went to 82. I have the best record. I had the most points. I'm a force to be reckoned with. One short video to end the night. Good luck this week, boys.
Around and around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes. Turn around, fight dies. Every now and then I fall apart.